So good afternoon, everyone online, everyone in person. We are live here from sunny Tallinn Palo Alto Club. And we are here for the live finals of the 6th CASSINI Hackathon, where the team's been working for the past 48 hours, building their prototypes, working with data sets, with mentors in person across the EU, as part of a wider hackathon of 11 teams across the European Union. So can we go to the next slide, please? Or actually, do you have the clicker you can pass me? That'd be amazing. So bear with us one second. Because we need to go and tell you about the amazing sponsors which have been supporting our teams this weekend. Thank you very much. So as you can see, we've had a wide range of sponsors supporting us here in Tallinn this weekend. So of course, we've been funded and featured by the CASSINI EU Hackathon, and we've got sponsors from all around the Baltic area. We have teams competing from all around the Baltic and Nordic area here in Estonia today. So we had over 100 registrants, but we've had 48 participants who have managed to survive the full hackathon and made it through to the end and be part of the teams pitching this afternoon. The teams come from a wide range of backgrounds and educations, and from over 10 different countries. You see here just a small example of the fun that we had during the hackathon. We've picked the ones with the biggest smiles, of course, as people have managed to go through sleep deprivation, fallouts, breakups, makeups, and the teams through all the hard work they've done over the hackathon. Prizes. We're not just here to have fun. We're not just here to learn. We're here to hopefully win some of the amazing prizes that our sponsors have made available to us. So just to mention a few, we have €2,000 worth of mentoring and coaching from the European Space Agency here. We've got gift cards for Latvian labs. We've got also stays at Tech City in Lithuania. So really excited to see which teams will be taking home what prizes tonight. It's all to play for. But of course, the grand prize. The grand prize is the opportunity to compete with 11 other teams head-to-head in the live final, which will be happening on the 9th of November. So while we have 3 local winners here, only one of you will have the opportunity to go to the European-wide final. As well as the amazing 9 teams that we've got pitching this evening, we've had a whole range of amazing mentors who've been working in person and online, who, without their help, the teams wouldn't have been able to build what they've done this weekend. So too many to go and thank individually by name, but just want to quickly share an example of kind of the wide array of amazing mentors we've had. Whether they're software mentors, we've got geospatial data scientists, we've got design engineers, we've had an amazing range of people supporting us this weekend. And we're very lucky to have 2 of our mentors on the judging panel this evening. So Callum Cameron, as well as Andres Luhamar, have been mentors as well as judges today. They are joined by 2 other judges. So Mari Ross and Kadi Ristock, who are in person seeing the teams for the very first time. We also have 1 judge dialing in online. So those on Zoom, those on Facebook might be able to see Sven. So he's hopefully there waving to you and waving to us from online. But Sven Lilja will be our 5th judge for this evening. And just to remind you, for those, and to tell you, those at home, what are the 3 key criteria our judges will be judging you on tonight? Number 1 is relevance. How relevant is your proposal to the key 3 themes of the CASSINI Hackathon, which are human migration, sustainable infrastructure, and food security? Number 2, as part of relevance, is have you actually made good use of all the CASSINI data that's out there? We really want to understand crystal clear what data sets you've used. Is it just an add-on? Is it a feature, or is it really the satellite data at the heart of your project? Next, innovativeness. The problem, the solution, are they a good fit? Just how important is the problem you're trying to solve? What kind of value have you created? And how technically inventive have you been in creating this solution? And last but not least is how sustainable is the project? Do we see there's real potential for you to get funding, whether that's from private or public funds, whether that's grants, or people paying you for a commercial endeavor? It's really clear that we want you to not just be working for 40 hours. We really hope that you have the ability as a team to go forward and develop this on in the weeks and months ahead. And then finally, last but not least, quality of the team. We've got hopefully well-rounded teams, but we're hoping to hear about the expertise you bring, technical and business, as well as the commitment to the project to keep going forwards. And then, of course, finally, the quality of the pitch. So we're looking forward to some excellent 10 out of 10 pitches this evening. All the teams have had pitch training. We've been doing pitch drills this afternoon. Really looking forward to, really excited seeing the polished final project tonight. Just a reminder, pitching rules. We've got 3 minutes and we've got a timer in front of us to make sure we stay on time, but it's 3 minutes and we'll be stopping you on the dot then, and then we hand over to judges for Q&A. Only 2 minutes, so please, judges, keep questions short, and the team leads who are pitching, please keep your answers short as well so we can make sure we get time to get around everybody. Once we've finished with all the pitches, we will go and deliberate. We need as much time as we can to decide amongst the winner, the first runner-up and second runner-up, and of course, importantly, award the prizes. This is probably one of the toughest parts of the weekend because unfortunately not everyone can be a winner. We can't reward everyone for all the amazing work they've done. There will be some winners and there will be some losers, but we hope you all feel like you're winners at the end of the day for the kind of work you've done, the learnings you've got, and hopefully the friends and contacts you've made to take this further forward. You're all winners, as I said. So, with little ado, can we ask for the first team to come up? That should be Team Grathion. Team Grathion, do you want to come up as the first team to pitch? And next up will be Team Food Safe. So please can I ask, when we're moving to the Q&A, Food Safe, please be ready with your laptop, getting it plugged in, ready for your demo, ready for your pitch. So Grathion, grab the mic, turn it on, and once you're ready, your 3 minutes will start. Just give it a second, we'll wait, let's get your demo up on screen to make sure that everybody at home and all the jury members who haven't seen you yet get a chance to fully experience all what you've built this weekend. Are you ready with the demo? Okay, the floor is yours.
My name is Artyom. I'm a software engineer and a beekeeper, and we're solving a problem of food security. And what does that actually mean? Well, food comes from typically fields, and we have already a lot of automation regarding that. So we're not actually targeting the big machinery and farmers. We're targeting a very small insect. So bees actually help with pollination, and through pollination you get actually higher yields. So if we can actually position beehives strategically such that it's in the corners of fields, you can increase the pollination and get better yields. That's what we're doing. We're analyzing the area around apiary. We'll look at the satellite, and we provide the pollination map. So we look at the data that Cassini provides us. So we've trained a model which took multispectral data in TIFF format, and then we trained the model which used Estonian registries. So we in Estonia already have fields marked, and we know which kind of crop is growing there. And we kind of sectioned it and trained against Cassini data that is in a lower resolution. And that way we can extrapolate it to all of the Europe and other countries to understand what exactly is growing. And that's the table you can see. And on the table, you can also understand, okay, what's growing and how much nectar each plant is producing. And through that, you can predict how much nectar you can get. And that way, farmers get better yields. Beekeepers can focus on both honey and health of the bees, because the more diverse the pollen, the healthier the bees are. And bees get health. So we have a team of 4. Myself, a software engineer, We have Reinis, a GIS expert. We have Natalia, machine learning, and we have Alexei as a business. The market is pretty huge. I bet that you know someone connected to beekeeping, because in Estonia alone, we have around 6,000 beekeepers, so that's every 200. And yeah, we're looking for funding, and we're looking for robotics engineers, so we want to grow this business. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Team Grathion. So first pitch, a good strong pitch to begin with. Judges, any questions for our beekeeper?
Great pitch, thank you very much. So you said this was for food security. If I remember correctly, the solution that you've got this weekend is really targeted more at the beekeepers as opposed to the farmers. What do you need to do, and what's the plan to go from the solution that's for the beekeepers to a solution that's relevant to, for example, farmers in developing nations? Or is there a plan to do that?
There is no plan to directly target farmers. We see it as a partnership. We focus on beekeepers because that's what we do best. The farmers we could target through companies like Agronom or others that focus specifically on farmers. And we want beekeepers to cooperate with farming industry so that they can actually change it, so that we don't have monocultural fields all over the place. We want, through the app, also to this way connect beekeepers to farmers, so that it would be like a social network, well, but not a Facebook-like. And that way they can talk with each other and, for example, prevent pesticide exposure to bees as well.
Yes, thank you for a very good pitch. I wanted to ask about your value proposition, actually. Do you think the beekeepers want to maximize the amount of honey they make, or what is more precisely the problem of the beekeepers that you're solving with your product?
We're data analytics, so we provide data for beekeepers so that they can make decisions what to do. And that totally depends on beekeeper character. Do you care about actually bees or not? Because if you're in like industrial beekeeping, you're worried about how much honey you get, and if you're a hobby beekeeper, you're caring for the bees as if they're your cats.
It's a lot of cats. So Team Grathion, thank you so much for your pitch.
Thank you.
And so while Team Food Safe gets to the stage, just a reminder, see Conflict, you're up next, so please get ready during the Q&A. Grathion did bring me a pot of honey to bribe me during the weekend. Unfortunately for them, I'm not on the judging jury, so it has no impact on the overall results, but thank you very much nonetheless. There we are. Team Food Safe. Team Food Safe, come to the stage. Let's get your demo up on the screen. Fantastic. Please talk into the mic. Please do not bite the microphone.
Yeah, I'm trying to be. I'm not a rat. I will try not to bite it. Hi, everyone. Did you guys know that you can see rats from space? Okay, you actually can't see rats from space. But what you can see is satellite data that will help you predict rodent damage to food storage, and crops. We are Food Safe, and we are here today to introduce our project, our solution for food security issues, especially in the Global South. We provide people with data to make better decisions for their food storage. So, for example, imagine Joyce. Joyce is a single mother from West Nile, which is an area in Uganda, northwestern Uganda. She's a small farmer. She has a little field of corn, wheat, other things that she grows for herself and for sale. She keeps this after harvest in her little storage facility, which is not very protected from the weather, the rats, etc. She keeps it in the hope of maybe in August the price will be highest and she can sell it with the best price point. But maybe we, by looking at satellite data, can already see that in July there will be a rat infestation. And we can send her an warning that right now you should sell before waiting. Otherwise, mold, rats, or flooding will be putting your livelihood in danger. But this is not only a problem for Joyce or smallholder farmers. This is also a problem for large NGOs like World Food Programme or other NGOs working in food aid, because large NGOs need to set up their storage facilities very quickly. Sometimes if there's a humanitarian aid crisis, this area is an area well known for, it's one of the largest settlements for refugees is here. It's an area where there's a lot of refugees from South Sudan, and there's also several warehouses for World Food Programme grains. And these can also be threatened by floods, rats, and mold. So what is the data we use? We use data from satellites, from the Copernicus system, data ecosystem. We use flood data, we use moisture or humidity data, and we use NDVI, which is like the vegetation index, which shows us when there is a peak of greenery, when it's the most lush time. And based on science, we know that a month later, there'll be a rodent infestation. So rats give birth a month after there is a lot of green seen from satellites. So you can't see rats from space, but you kind of know when they come out thanks to satellites. Our team is a very diverse team. We have scientists, we have a PhD physicist, we have GIS scientists, we have very good developers, marketers, and me personally, I have a background in humanitarian aid and food waste solutions. And we really see this project as something that has real-world value outside of this hackathon as well. Although we enjoyed building it here as well, we see that our team is ready and willing to take it elsewhere, take it global, and make it as one of the best solutions you can to use open data to improve lives. Thank you, we are food safe, and you're welcome to join our team.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Team Food Safe. Thank you, Team Food Safe. Judges, who wants to be the first to ask a question this time around?
Can I throw two questions at you just to save time? Firstly, a question you asked earlier today was, well, this is all wonderful, but why not just put in better storage systems to start with? So this isn't a problem, all these issues aren't a problem. Secondly, when it comes to the team and so forth, what are you going to do next? So what's your sort of development path and your go-to-market for this?
Okay, so get better storage systems. So why are you poor? Be rich, right? That's how it works, right? So a lot of people in the Global South do not have possibilities to improve their storage facilities, and around 22% of all grain harvested is lost in post-harvest. So that means in the pictures we showed you, these are the classical storage facilities. It would be best, of course, to look at moisture already on the field. Maybe it's a faster data source, but there's not enough finances to use this data on the ground. But almost everyone has a cell phone. Even the person who owns this warehouse has a cell phone, so they can get an alert. And this is also what we want to continue working on. Right now, we do have this map service, which is a web interface, which is open for everyone, but it's not accessible to people living in areas with low internet coverage. So we do want to also create an SMS system, which would be done in cooperation maybe with local authorities or local NGOs working in the field. So we could reach also these small-scale farmers or storage buyers who actually need this help the most.
Then we've got time for one quick question. Sven, online, what's your question?
Yeah, sorry if you covered, but I totally missed how do you plan to make money with it? Since there has to be a business case, and what's your business model? How do you plan to make money? Will it be a subscription, and who will be your actual customer? You speak about the government. Would it be the store owner, or so? Yeah, two questions: business model, how to make money, and who's your actual customer?
Okay, do I understand you correctly? You're asking how to make money off of food aid.
How will you be funded in the future going
Okay,
forwards?
humanitarian
Yeah,
aid
how
make
you will
money.
fund
Okay,
it?
I'm gonna try
You
to
need
make
to have
that
a
work.
break even.
No, I understand your question, thanks. No, the business model is there. The idea currently is that we are looking for partners in large NGOs, such as World Food Programme, because they are the first line of data. They are the ones who need the data first. But also through local partners, we can reach small-scale farmers. But we see that through partnerships in UN, in World Food Programme, or other large NGOs, we can provide this business idea with enough funding to make it work. But we don't want to make like money off of it. We just want to make data accessible for people. Thank you.
So I think that answers both questions.
But
So
you need
thank you very much.
money to.
Sven, we're out of time, fortunately. We're going to have to move on to the next team. But
Thanks. Can I just invite my team to come up here?
yes, please
Do you
do.
have
We're
a
doing
post
team
on my team?
photos at the end of every pitch. We're doing a team
My
photo.
PhD
So
mousekeeper.
Sea Conflict, you're up next. Please get your large team ready for the team photo. And while we're taking the team photo on stage, just remind that it'll be Farm Aid. Farm Aid will be coming up after Sea Conflict. So please get ready to do your demo in the coming minutes. You can smile. Yeah, amazing. Thank you, FoodSafe. So, Sea Conflict. Where you got the demo ready? Where is your speaker? Please come to the stage. The floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Thank you. In 2022, 108 million people were displaced due to conflicts around the world. Many of the people were in need of immediate shelter. And to save lives, international organizations need to have accessible and up-to-date data on the condition of shelters. Over the weekend, we used Copernicus satellite images to detect the condition of certain urban areas. And let's use our work with an example of Gaza Strip. Here we have shelter types such as schools, places of worships, and hospitals. And layers of this critical infrastructure can be used as a tool for international organizations to detect whether to send aid or people to this particular area, as well as strengthen their situational awareness in this region. We take Sentinel-2 data imagery and compare it with imagery that was made a few days prior. Our algorithm calculates the difference and projects it via hotspots on our map. Sea Conflict team is a fulfilled team of 4 software engineers, immigration expert, and myself, a business lead. To further optimize our projects, we would need an increase in resolution of our satellite images, as well as an increase of frequency of flyovers. And next week, we plan to combine our existing Sentinel-2 data with Sentinel-1 radar imaging to further optimize and make our hotspot map as precise as possible. In that sense, we could scale to any conflict around the world and help people to detect the war zones and active combat zones from our website. Our business model is humanitarian to humanitarian. We want international organizations to fund our projects because the success of our projects is in the highest interest of humanity. Let's inform the world about the danger with sea conflicts, and save thousands of lives one at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team C Conflicts. So, judges, what do you think about that? What questions do you have?
Okay, quick question from me is, so your, for want of a better term, your customer is going to be the agent or the humanitarian agencies working there. How will you get to them, and how will you actually validate your idea with them in the next week or so?
So next week we plan to combine the radar imaging and further optimize our technology. And if we see that our technology is precise enough, and we see that our technology will actually save lives, then we would contact them directly.
Okay, and just quickly, so you've got a great view of Gaza Strip here. Does this work anywhere else, or just Gaza Strip?
Right now there's only Gaza Strip, but it's no problem to upload the data from Copernicus to use it on Ukraine, South Sudan, and so on. Thank you.
Time for one or two more questions. Yeah.
Thank you for the pitch, and I actually in my work cover the humanitarian aid to Palestine, and it is a huge problem right now that nobody actually can assess the situation on the ground. I wanted to ask, do you know if anybody else is also doing something similar? Are there any such products already?
So I would say the project that is similar to this is a project that maps Ukraine's war. However, the information system that they use there is based on the news. So they have, for example, a bombing happening in Kharkov, for example, and they link the source of the news in the map. So the technology that would use satellite imaging to project it on a hotspot map, no.
So do we have time for one more question with Sven? Yeah. Okay, Sven, quick question and hopefully a quick answer.
Yeah, you told you need better accuracy. What's your solution to get better accuracy and quicker overfly times?
So our solution to get better accuracy would be the combination of data as well as the increase of resolution of our images. The increase of resolutions could be assessed via different satellite images. For example, not only Copernicus, but also private ones. And radar imaging is accessible via Copernicus, and the combination of it will definitely increase the precision.
Thank you very much, Team C Conflict. Do you want to come up onto the stage for your team photo? And so while C Conflict comes to the stage for the team photo, FarmAid, you will be pitching next. After FarmAid, it will be Team Change Trace. Fantastic. There we are. So next up, Team FarmAid, come to the stage. So we'll get your demo up on screen, and we are ready when you are.
So, hello. Right now, one of the biggest problem in farming is lack of knowledge. A month ago, my dad actually uprooted all hazelnut trees in our field. So, and 2 weeks later, he grew them like same type of tree back, just with the hope that these are younger, so he will get better yield. But is it true? We should wait for 10 years. In that 10 years, climate change faster than before, or we can use FarmAid. FarmAid is a platform that predicts which crops are best for the selected field for long or short-term cultivation. We use Sentinel-2 data and Copernicus climate change system predictions for our platform. Here you can see our platform. Here on the platform we can just hover with the mouse to see in which area which crops are best. So with different times, like in 5 years, 2 years, 10 years. So how we do it? We have best team in the town. We have back-end, front-end developers, data scientists, very amazing business developer, and myself, physicist, researcher, and grow up in farm. So yes, who are our users? Actually, there are more than 600 million small farmers, which produce 1/3 of our world's food, including my dad. So those will use our product for free, but there are also big farmers and insurance companies insures that companies too. So our main customers are those. So others are users. This one is customers. As a next step, we are planning to input more features in our platform, so our machine learning model can predict better results. And we are planning to, we are already done our research for funding like international organizations like WAC in Africa and OECD countries, donators, and so on. Thank you.
Amazing, Team FarmAid. Judges, any other judges other than Callum want to ask the first question?
How do you build trust among farmers?
How
do you build trust among farmers that they would rely on your solution?
How we build customers. Actually, our main, we can use insurance companies for it, because if the harvest isn't good that year, they have to pay, like there are some weather-related things, or they have to pay something to customers. So they will encourage customers to use our product mainly, and some other international we can use organizations. And also we can use government's policies. Actually, governments would like to plan their food supply.
You said that your paying customers are going to be big farmers and also insurance companies and reinsurance companies. Don't you think that they already have in-house software that does something like similar?
No, because I don't think that satellite data is used for such things. For example, for Estonia, there is soil map, which last updated in 2000. So in last 23 years, I think there are lots of things have changed. So, for example, in developing countries, I don't think such. We don't think actually such softwares they have actually.
Do we have time for another question?
Do you mind if we take one from online from Sven?
Okay.
So let him get a chance. If we have time, we'll come back to you. Sven?
Yeah, I'm going to oppose your last info, since but basically you're selling time series data with predictions, and how do you plan to different from the competitors? At least in Estonia, there are 2 companies already selling time series data to farmers of when to plant crop and when to cut the crop.
Question.
How do you plan to compete to be different from the ones that have been already in market, because that's already been done?
Okay, so our data is free access data. So from that part, we are very fine. Like we use satellite data and access is free. We don't have to pay anything for that data. And if additional, there's one more service. Like if they want to more personalized result, they can also send their ground samples for us. We will analyze it and we will add to our machine learning model. It will make better predictions. So.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
Now, team photo up on the stage. So thank you very much, Team FarmAid. Some great questions from the jury. So while Team FarmAid are getting their team photo done, Change Trace be ready to jump up on stage. And after Team Change Trace, we will have our last in-person team before we go fully online. So that's Team NPC, be ready after Team Change Trace to take the stage. Let's get your demo up on screen. Okay, over to you.
Sure. Hello, I'm Anton. I'm from the team Change Trace, and we're here to solve the problem of monitoring and detecting illegal construction activities which possess harm and danger to the environment and residents in the area. We have a test case in Latvia, in Riga, where the building activities are overlooked by the building authority, who issues permits and performs in-person inspections in case of suspicious activity was reported. It very heavily relies on the citizens' vigilance, and actually it can be biased and geographically limited information. And what we do is we provide basically a countrywide, maybe even worldwide monitoring solution for that. So the heart of our system is the core. We're using Sentinel-2 level 2A data for the time series analysis, results of which are presented on the web map you can see. And we provide information in various forms. In a very consolidated way, we issue change warnings here at the bottom. And those have the most necessary information, what happened there, and if it's even worth to looking at this place. And for the better context, for the inspector, we provide satellite images you see before and after the event, as well as time series data on the graphs. So time series, we are using optical indices derived from Sentinel-2 data. And those are normalized difference vegetation index as well as normalized difference build-up index to ensure the proper quality of our results. At the moment, we have a verbal agreement, or more like confirmation, so to say, from the Riga Building Authority that they're interested in such a system. Because the previous attempts were using LiDAR and the plane data, orthophotos, which is quite expensive. This is far cheaper since the data is free. And we can extend to developing countries all across the world, and what we can provide for them is the near real-time monitoring of rapidly urbanizing areas to ensure the safety of the developments in those places, because it's a very crucial step that you have to do it very properly. Our team consists of experts, I dare to say, in different fields, ranging from the business development and to the data analysis side. And well, since people don't have eyes everywhere, then Sentinel-2 surely does. So let's make our cities better. Thank you.
Amazing. It's fantastic. All of our teams have been pretty prompt on time, on the dot, on 3 minutes so far. So fantastic. But thank you for giving time. Judges, anyone want to go ahead?
Thank you very much. Great pitch. So back to a question that we've discussed a few times over the weekend, and I think you touched on just now. How do you? This solution makes a load of sense in the Baltics, for example, in Europe, perhaps. How easy is it, do you think, to port and actually make useful in developing nations? Or what do you think the challenges might be in doing that?
Okay, so the challenges would be is the different land cover types. So in the Baltics, we have, let's say, trees. It is in summer very green. That's when we have the most of the optical images. So the approach would be rather similar. So that the building, if nothing is happening, it should be like the same on the images. If something is happening, there obviously will be a difference, and against the vegetation, it will be very visible. But if you go, let's say, to the Middle East and like more southern countries, then we might have sand, and that could be very tricky to analyze. But we have plans to expand our data using Sentinel-1 data as well, because that would actually give us all year-round coverage. most of the year, okay, and all weather conditions. So we will get much more rich information about the situation on the ground.
Thank you. That was a great answer from a technical perspective, which I wasn't thinking about, so that was great. What about from a user perspective? Would you expect to have the same sort of users in these different markets?
So the very beginning we have the Riga Building Authority who is interested, so that's the main customer at the moment. But as soon as we start to grow, the similar approach can be also used for the forest applications, for example, clear-cut detections and, well, other activities for the carbon stock market, for example, as well.
Okay, thanks.
I think that's all the time for the questions that we have. Change Trace team, do you want to come up on stage? I know some of you are online, but anyone here, please come on stage. But thank you so much again. And so while Team MPC, I can see them getting their demo ready. I can see them getting ready to come onto the stage. We will be going to Critical Spot online next after Team MPC here in the studio. Thank you again. When you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is no longer an abstract problem that you read about in the news. It is at our doorsteps. Millions of people displaced. One day, a butterfly flaps its wings. Next day, it's floods in Somalia. We want to build a data analytics platform that would combine humanitarian data and Earth observation data in order to provide insights into the causes of humanitarian disasters that are nowadays often linked with climate change. During the hackathon, we ran an extensive analysis on a case study using humanitarian data exchange data, Eurostat, and of course Copernicus. That's the whole magic. We analyzed the humanitarian disaster in the African Horn. This looks very scientific, but the point is that we need science in order to help us make better decisions in terms of policy. We gained several insights, one of which I would like to talk about now. We saw, for example, in the data that areas that are affected by drought are not necessarily the areas that emit the most forced migrants. There are complex situations on the ground, and we need to integrate multiple sources of data in order to come up with innovative solutions to these problems. Our main targets are governments. This Somalian crisis, for example, America has pumped 1.7 billion in relief. If they could make smarter decisions, perhaps we could funnel the resources more carefully in order to help the people on the ground. If we have the analytical capability that integrates all of the complexity and does more than current solutions can provide. I know this looks like a lot, but if we could just crunch through the data, we will find insights that will save lives. And yes, that's our pitch. We have a team, we have an objective. Imagine what we can do if we could do this in a day, what we can do in a year. Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We have 2 minutes of Q&A. So please stay on the stage. Judges, what would you like to find out about Team MPC? Flick it up.
Yes.
There we are.
Thank you very much. What I wanted to know is that can you also relate it to specific policies that have changed to go a step further and consult whether a poor policy decision has led to such humanitarian crisis?
Well, we can't really, in the current status quo, we have very poor prediction ability of these crises. They are very complex because they are both climate-induced and there are human factors and societal factors that can spark conflict and violence. These are all complex factors. And I guess the main key point is that if we can integrate novel sources of data, we may be able to see a fuller picture. We may be able to see complexity that we haven't seen before, more factors, more predictors for statistical as for machine learning models. But for policy, we see that, for example, Germany wasn't able to handle the immigrant crisis a few years back. We don't have the capacity to predict when these hotspots will occur. And if we had climate data at least, we could find common patterns between these different hotspots, so we could learn from the past and from the data, because the data is now, you can play through it, you can multiple years, you can analyze it with all the depth you want. And maybe we can detect similar patterns in new hotspots so that we can intervene earlier and we can make better decisions and save lives.
Thank you.
Any more quick questions?
Thank you. Maybe just quickly, who are in your team? What kind of expertise do you have?
We have business people. I'm a data scientist and machine learning engineer. We have a front-end designer. We have a software tester. We have 8 people on our team. We have a statistician, statistical analyst, all sorts of diverse people who are really united by more of a humanitarian issue. Like, we don't necessarily want to make money, we want to save money by making better decisions. For example, the Somalia case, 7 billion is estimated to bring the situation to stability. Perhaps if we make smarter decisions, we could bring those costs down, and that's already a win.
Thank you very much, Team MPC. So one more round of applause. Please come to the stage. We're going to have a team photo. I'm not sure how we're going to do the team photos online. I think we're going to do maybe a Zoom screenshot or something like that. So please make sure the Zoom teams is not just the speakers, but everyone on the team will be ready to do a screenshot for the team photo in a second. Team MPC. Fantastic. So that was the last of the teams. That was in person. We had 3 teams that online worked through the weekend and competed in the hackathon. We're going to go to the first now, Critical Spot. But once we've done Critical Spot, we'll be doing GeoAgTech, and then last but not least, Save the Fruit. So, Critical Spot, are you there? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Maybe turn the volume up a little bit higher here so we can hear them well.
Perfect. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. So maybe we can turn our volume up on our side a little bit more. But do you want to start sharing your screen? And then once you're sharing your screen, if you're ready, we will get going with the pitch.
I'm already sharing my screen.
Just give us 2 seconds. So we can't see it here live just yet, but just give us a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's up on the screen now. So whenever you're ready, off you go.
Super. Hi, I'm Buya from Team Critical Spot, and we are like an MRI for critical minerals detection. Did you know that mining is at the center of our global decarbonization efforts to reach a sustainable infrastructure development, which is one of the themes of this hackathon? This is thanks to what is called critical minerals, which are widely used in almost every green energy project. But the problem with mining critical minerals is that they can be costly, difficult, and time-consuming to detect, taking 4 to 12 years on average. This is why we decided to substantially cut down the time and cost of detection by using artificial intelligence and satellite imagery. For the sake of the hackathon, we chose to focus on copper as the critical mineral and Mauritania as our first pilot country because 1, it is rich in mineral resources, and 2nd, we have strong connections there. I'm actually currently there. So let's talk about our demo. We trained a supervised machine learning model to predict permissive copper tracts in Mauritania. For features, we used 3 bands from Sentinel-2 L2A, data from Copernicus. There are 2 infrared and 1 visible band. Together, they are commonly called as the geology bands. For labels, aka ground truth, we use the prediction of permissive tracts by experts using fieldwork, land and air surveys in a vast project that was provided by the USGS in Mauritania, which is called the PRISM2 project. So all the area you see now on the map that is on red, this is provided by the USGS. And they say this is where you can find the copper in Mauritania. And the green rectangle is actually where we decided to focus because we know already that the biggest copper mine in Mauritania is there. And the black square is our prediction. So everything outside of the black square is our training model. So let's zoom further. You will see now this white light dot here. This is our model saying that this is an optimized area for you to find copper easily, and you should go there first, basically. And if we have more time, we'll expand on it. We have an experienced team of data scientists and geologists, like from XWise, Pactum, and the YC startup. We are also advised by the former head of SNIM, which is a Mauritanian company, but also the second largest African producer of iron ore. So let's make the world a greener place by revolutionizing the mining industry. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Another fantastic pitch. Any questions from our judges, online or in person?
Thank you. Could you please explain to a non-technical person how precise is your technology, and if you have competitors, and how and in what you're better?
Perfect. So currently it's not super precise. So I'm just being honest there. We still need more time to improve on it. And also we want to feed it more data. So we exclusively relied only on Copernicus data, but there is so much widely available open data about mineral resources online, like not just from NASA, JASA, and so on. And so it needs more work in that sense, and that's part of our future work. As for the competitors, we searched the entire internet. We have been doing like a benchmark for some time, and we only found like 2 solutions, and both of them are in Canada. One of them is actually owned by a consultancy agency, which actually not even in the mineral sector. What they do is they are about like creating new ideas. So it's like an innovation agency that consult, and they have this system. And the second one is like a new one, and they are focused in Canada. So if we can at least take the, let's say, the more developing countries and maybe even expand there, it shouldn't be a problem. And the mining industry is quite huge, so there is enough for all of us to chew on.
Thank you very much. So any other questions? Yes, we've got one more question, and then we'll find a way to do the team photo.
Thank you for a very interesting pitch. Could you please explain more this logic, how with more mining you can make the world a greener place?
Perfect. So it's actually, thank you for asking that, because it's on many levels. So critical minerals, they are commonly known as 50 minerals that are super needed for the world. Like without them, the world can't operate. So when we said copper, copper is the second most conductive metal in the world. So almost any electrical appliance use copper. So if you talk green energy, you usually also talk electricity. But not only copper, there is tin, there is other like minerals that are used in like if you think wind turbine, the metals inside of it usually are also critical minerals. And there are also those called rare earth minerals that also are needed there. This is just one aspect of it. The other aspect is us optimizing the exploration phase is in itself improving the sustainable world. Why? Because a lot of the exploration, as I said, it takes 4 to 12 years, but also it involves a lot of drilling. And when you say drilling, it means also disruption. You are disturbing the natural habitat. So that's a big cost, but all the drilling mills also consume a lot of fuel. So the carbon footprint is also quite high. So you're actually solving the green element from 3 areas. First, the focus on critical minerals, and second, on optimizing the exploration phase itself. I hope that's clear. I can expand on it if you want.
I think that's all we've got time for on the questions, but thank you so much for your answers. Stay on the screen because we're going to do a hybrid team photo.
Let's see how we make it.
I'm here. Need some more light.
There we are.
I
Amazing.
think it was a short notice for the others. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Team Critical Spots. So GeoAgTech will be up next, and then last but not least, Save the Fruit. So I love this part of the hackathon, but I also hate it as well when we're almost at the end, kind of all the magic of kind of then the mystery of what teams we've been building is about to finish. So, but 2 more excellent teams to unveil. GeoAgTech, are you there?
Clearly?
We can hear you, but we can't see you just yet. So just give us 1 or 2 seconds, and we'll bring you up on the screen live in the studio here.
Can you hear me well?
We can hear you, but can't. Yes, we can see you now. Fantastic. So,
Okay, so
give us 2 seconds. We can see you, and we're going to go get your screen up that you're sharing as well, so we can see your demo here, but we can just see your face right now. Give us 2 more seconds, and then we'll hand over to you to the pitch. We're nearly there. Great, fantastic. Now we can see your screen. So, time and the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Simantas Piskavas from Team GeoAgTech, and today I'm going to present you our solution for the challenge supporting sustainable infrastructure. So one of the biggest problems we have noticed is that in cities, due to lack of vegetation, heat islands appear, which are harmful for people. And our solution to it would be to create a satellite map of potential urban farming sites. So, for example, a potential customer could be a property developer who would be looking for ways to improve his project sustainability. So one of the ways he could do that would be by building an urban farm, to which site he could find by using our tool. So in our tool, he would see a list of potential sites that are ranked by suitability for urban farming. Like, for example, we could take into account leaf area index or leaf chlorophyll content. Like, for example, if these factors are lower, then it might be better to establish farm there to increase the green zone amount in cities. So when the property developer has chosen a site, we could also provide consultations to help him establish the site. Like, for example, consult on what kind of seeds to use, like what kind of materials to use to build the farm, like promoting ways that can be used for planting, like plastic boxes. So we are planning to earn money by first giving the map itself for free, however, by charging for consulting and premium feature services. So our team currently consists of 40 members, 2 programmers, technologists, and innovator. We are currently looking to strengthen our team with additional team members in fields of data science, UI and UX design. And of course, we are welcoming enthusiasts that are interested in helping us. Thank you for your attention.
Let me get back on. There we are. Thank you very much, Team GeoAgTech. We're going to pass you over to our jury and judges now for their questions. You can go ahead, Callum.
Thank you for the great pitch. So tell us, what are the next steps for developing the solution?
Well, we need to to further develop the solution so that it could get real data from satellites. That is one step we need to do. Another step would be to get more people to strengthen the team, especially in the UI UX design, data science, and marketing. Yes, marketing is also one of the steps to ensure that that the idea and the product reaches people and they would be inclined to use it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to better understand your value proposition for your customers. Are they going to save money? Are they going to be able to, I don't know, scale up their pricing due to better conditions? Where is the value for them exactly?
Yes, so one of the value on itself would be that the project would be sustainable. Also, if we were talking about building residential buildings, then it would also increase value of the buildings, since the tenants could use nearby urban farming sites to farm the crops they need, and it would also be beneficial since they could grow it locally, so the transport emissions would be reduced, and they could also avoid using pesticides or preservatives that are harmful for human health.
Thank you much, GeoAgTech. Now, don't go anywhere. We're going to do a team photo, but thank you much for those questions and those answers. We're going to do a quick photo. We'll do a quick hybrid photo. Yep, all good. Thank you so much. Now, final team of the evening. Save the fruits. So hopefully we've saved the best till last.
Oh, yep.
There we are. I love it. Bring the energy. Bring it home.
All right.
We're not seeing you just yet on the screen, so just hold your horses 1 second. We are going to get you live in the room. There we are. Amazing. So we can see there. We'll get your screen up. We can see your lovely faces. We're going to hopefully see your lovely demo as well in 2 seconds. So we'll bring it up on the screen and then we'll hand it over to you. It's always fun doing hybrid hackathons here. There we are. Your screen is now live. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. We are Save the Fruits, and it's me, Thomas, and Anna.
Hi, I have been working in Ethiopia for the last 2 years, mainly with smallholders and fruit production. And there is a critical issue in terms of mango production. We found out that white mango scale, which is a pest affecting 90% of all the mango trees there, which is leading to lowering of the yield, lowering of the incomes of the smallholders, and also food insecurity. However, in neighboring country, Kenya, this is no longer a problem. They tackled it through pruning, which is pretty easy technique to implement. And this is why we figure out this app.
So we started by focusing on the problems, the insects, locating where the plants could be, and we did map that so we can identify where plants can live. But the most important thing is, like you mentioned, pruning is something that always needs to be done in fruit production. And grafting is also very common. And there are multiple risk factors to both of these practices because you can get fungal diseases. Whenever you cut a tree, it starts losing sap, which means it needs to replenish its resources. We also focus on pesticides because in 2025 in Europe, there is going to be EU regulation that basically means that everybody needs an app like this if they want to be using insecticides, because the government demands that you monitor it. Eco solutions are also environmentally dependent on the data sets that we're monitoring, because if you know when the insects are coming and you know where they will be, you can simply hide your crops for kale fly, for instance. All right, let's go into the grafting. So the main problems are fungal and loss of vitality. And how do we intend to tackle this? We begin by identifying the water index. We use Sentinel-2. And in these maps, we have just a geological map where we selected a specific location in Kenya because she's going there next week. And this is the water index. So this shows where is moist enough to actually harvest, to prune. So the green areas, yes, you could prune in those areas. We also want to show land surface.
Oh. So we've just lost Save the Fruits, unfortunately. We've got Sven and his kid instead, so we'll just go and see if we can resume that lovely pitch. It's such a shame they're about 30 seconds from the end. So we'll just give it a 1 second. So we need to Save the Fruit team, yes. Yeah, I think we've got time to come back, so let them reconnect. So I was really getting into that, so I was ramping up for the big finale. So judges have a few more seconds to think of some amazing questions. They can already start to gather their thoughts. So once we finish here with the last team, the last Q&A, myself and the judges are going to be going away to a secret, super secret area where we are going to be having the tough choice of deliberating and discussing the teams and agreeing on the final scores, who are the winners, who are the first and second runners-up, who are getting the prizes, and who's getting that one place to join the other 10, 11 teams from around Europe in that grand final. So that's going to be a very tough discussion. Are we back? Save the Fruits, have you been saved?
We have been saved, yes.
Saved. Okay, so I think, when did we lose you? I think we got through to the water maps, we got through to the water maps being used for pruning. Well, why don't we kick off there and hopefully finish off the last 30, 40 seconds of your amazing pitch?
Thank you for that. All right, so land surface temperature is also something we need to identify to when to prune. It's very important for multiple reasons, mostly for fungal defense, because then you can either kind of counter the fungal disease, or you can just choose another day. We presented these just to show that we have these data sets. They will be a notification to the farmer. And why are we doing this? Because we're trying to save the fruits. We're trying to save the smallholders, the smaller farms. And in our business model, we will offer them our services at cost while we sell to more affluent businesses in the Nordic countries in the beginning, and then Europe. We're helping with biodiversity, and we definitely want still to continue having those smoothies with a mango and or any other fruits. And this is really the food security for us, the richer countries that are not in the developing countries, because it tackles massively into food security. We are the fruits. So Thomas, who is our developer, he is a software developer and has been like cracking these data sets like crazy with assistance from some friend of ours too, which is very good to have. We got good mentors. And I am an environmental educator, and I've owned businesses the last 20 years, mostly in publishing.
Yep, and I'm a researcher and research development project coordinator, working mainly in Africa.
Thank you. I hope you help us save the fruits, and that we can have good fruits for the rest of our lives.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Glad we could hear the rest of the pitch. So just while the judges grab their mics, if we could just bring the demo back on screen. We missed, I think, the last. If you could click back a few screens, we missed the fungal mapping predictions. So if you just want to bring back the demo, click back a few screens. Yes, we saw this one. Pesticides. We missed the fungal. We saw the water indicators. We missed the fungal screens. Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
There we are. I think that was the one that we missed when you were talking over it. So judges, any questions? There we are.
Hey guys, great pitch. Thank you very much. You knew this question is going to come. Is there any interaction with the Cassini data here that you can show?
There is not, and that's connected also to our disconnection earlier. We've had a little bit of a technical problem, but so retrieving the data was too delayed, and we didn't want to share it. We can show details in text and hopefully some access in the. Well, yeah, we have to fix this problem. Sorry.
That's cool. Thanks. Okay. The other question I have is, what happens next week? What are the next steps?
So the next steps is developing this further. Anna is going to Kenya and meeting with people who work with pests and how to tackle them. And there, basically, we're gonna, get the feedback of how do they like this solution? Like, how would they do this so we can improve the product? I own a company, almanac.ai. We detect insects when they come out of hibernation. So this fits very well with us, and we're gonna kind of extend that, mostly because we can identify where plants live. So where plants thrive, their fertility basis.
Thank you. Could you please explain your business model?
Yes. So the business model is basically that we are selling the service, or like subscription based for farming, based on their how many hectares of farming land they have, and then they have full access. We give them the information of when to prune, how to prune, and basically going deep on each customer. So going one fruit at a time, giving deep management consultation, because we have the capacity for that. And then we offer it cheaper to small holdings in developing countries. And that's mostly because then we can develop it faster by having multiple users and multiple crops. And we use the developing countries to develop this project further.
Yeah, so partly what I'm planning to do in this research and innovation week in Nairobi is that we would like to present it to the local entities who will be present from the whole East African region, because they are focusing on innovation, right? So therefore we also went for the mobile app, because most of the farmers, they have cell phone, they don't have access to computers. So it should be really as easy and simple to navigate and handle as possible. So hopefully, if we get this further, I will be able to talk to some interesting people representing the organization, institutions, NGOs, whoever will be interested, so that we can actually access the smallholders, which are the main audience for this, the main clients.
Thank you very much for those great questions. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick hybrid team photo. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we are. So that was the last team. All the pictures are done, but don't go anywhere. We are going to be coming back in 45 minutes when the judges have made their tough decision of who's taking home the big prizes tonight. So thank you all for being with us. Thank you all for an amazing hackathon weekend so far. We will be back live again in 45 minutes. Yes. Fantastic. So, welcome back. So hopefully you've managed to stay around for the past 45 plus 5, 50 minutes of our judges' deliberation. As always, it's a really tough challenge to work out who should be winning what prizes. It's especially after 40 hours of hacking away. The teams have evolved so much from the original ideas they pitched on the Friday, through the mentoring sessions on the Saturday, all the way through the pitch training and the pitch drills and the final pitches, which you saw just an hour ago on Sunday. It's we're all genuinely really impressed. So myself as well personally, it's amazing to see the evolution of all the teams. I think one of the really things that makes this hackathon special is that it's not just business users and designers, but also a lot of really data-heavy engineers, data scientists, geospatial specialists who've really been able to make great use of the fantastic Cassini data sets. And so we've been really impressed with the models you've got. We're hoping the European Commission will be impressed as well. But only one of you will have the opportunity to present live to them. We're going to be announcing in reverse order, so please don't go anywhere. And we'll find out who will get that special prize in just a minute. But before we go to the second runner-up, we'll do second runner-up, first runner-up, and then the winner, we have 2 special mentions with 2 special prizes. So because we liked all the teams so much, we couldn't agree to only give 3 teams prizes. So the first team, we really were impressed with their work to understand urban development. We really liked how they were using the geospatial data to understand changes and potentially illegal construction. And so we want to give a special mention to Team Change Trace. Well done. Come up on the stage and take your prize. So you've won mentoring and lab sessions in RTU. Well done. Thank you much. So, and not only Change Trace, but we have another team which gets a special mention. So this team, we really liked the problem they were tackling. We thought it was absolutely critical for the future energy security and energy infrastructure that this world needs to make the green revolution. And so Clean Tech Estonia have awarded you a place at their Green Tech Community Meetup, which is happening on the 16th of November. And that goes to Critical Spot. Come up on stage and take your prize. Well done. So, thanks so much. Oh, come over, there we are. Let's give a hug and let's do this. There we are. There we are. Well done. So, those are our extra mentions. Now, time for the main prizes. So, the second runner-up. This was a really tough decision between our top 3. We quite quickly agreed on what our top 3 teams were, but to decide who should get which prizes, who should go through to the grand final, it was super tough. So this team, we were really impressed by the use of the data. We were really impressed by how rapid progress they made and the learnings they made during the hackathon weekend. The issue they're tackling is very critical, especially at this time. And so we'd like to award second runner-up to C Conflict, if you'd like to come to the stage. There we are. Congratulations to you all. Thank you so much. So there we are. So you guys have won 2,000 euros. Oh, don't want to leave you hanging. There we are. There's so many of you, I can't shake all your hands. So it's like a ginormous team. There you go. So you guys have won 2,000 euros worth of mentoring from the European Space Agency. It's a great prize. So that's our second runner-up. First runner-up. Again, this team's tackling a super important challenge. One, tackling migration. Migration especially driven by climate change and understanding how modeling different data sets may be able to inform scientists and policymakers around the world. This team, they've won, not only have they won 10 hours of after mentoring by Cleantech Estonia, who are also inviting you to their Cleantech community meetup on the 16th of November, but you've also won Startup Day tickets. So this team is Team MPC. There we are. Congratulations. So, I guess this is the question you're waiting for. Who's going to be going through to the European-wide finals of the CASSINI Hackathon 6th edition? It was a really tough decision, but we can only pick one team to go through. This team, they were working on some really important problems, not just on food safety, but also food security. We were really impressed by the numerous data sets that they had used throughout the hackathon weekend, and especially impressed by their final pitch. We're super excited and hope this team will continue with their project. And to help them do that, we've awarded Food Safe the grand prize. So please come up to the stage. You're through to the final. There we go. So well done. There you go. Woo! So, unless there's any last-minute prizes that I don't know about, that is all the prizes and all the time we have time for. So we thank you so much all, but before we leave, we want to get a group photo. Everyone, please come back to the stage. We want to get you all up here and to celebrate the amazing weekend we've had together. So everyone come up. Let's go. Please don't break the table. Callum, there we are. Whoa. Yeah, if you're on Zoom, please can you turn your cameras on? We're going to get you on the big screen. So please don't disappear. Please stay online and put your cameras on. We'd love to see your faces. Come on. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. We'll squeeze in. We're going to have to be tight, be non-Estonian and be quite friendly, quite cozy here. Everyone. Squeeze in, squeeze in. I'm going to move out the way. Some people maybe need to sit down at the front, but let's get everyone up on the stage. Yeah, well, it's a bit difficult to carry, but yeah. Come on, are we going to come on? Yes, good. So organisers, Kari, Anna, please come as well. Judges.
Kneel a little bit for these people.
Kneel a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to go and kneel down here. We get the dog as well. So judge number 6. So there we are. Oop, hello.